Welcome to the STR Home Financing Podcast, where we believe a legacy is something you build, not just something you leave behind. And now, here's your host, Jeff Chisum.
Hey, this is Jeff Chisum with Home Financing Podcast. Hope you are doing well. Welcome to episode 64. Want to go through just an exercise I have been through over past, and as exercises go, they could be a quick and easy, or they could be a long, drawn-out process. But anyway, I think the ones most from can be either something that's been developing over the past 4 years as I've owned two short-term. So coming to you today with just a little, I usually talk financing strategies, financing news, policies. This is going to be for the owner, for anyone who's interested in earning a short-term rental, because I guarantee you will be in this position where you look backwards to see where maybe there's some gaps, there's some opportunities. So I was going through these quotes. My friend Chat GPT brought them up for me that I liked. Don't look back. You're not going that way. Unknown. Sometimes you have to look back in order to see how far you've come by unknown. Absolutely. I never look back, darling. It distracts from the now. That's Edna Mode. Credibles, of course. Looking back gives you regrets. Looking ahead gives you opportunities. We're going to go against that one today. Study the past if you would define the future, Confucius say. There's no point in looking back unless it helps you move forward. And I'll stop on that one because I really think that's where we want to go today, is taking a look back at things so we can move forward and we can go to new levels, whether that's profitability, it's cash flow, it is processes, it is, putting things in place to make this more passive. So that's probably systems, marketing, average daily rental, occupancy. There's just all these different things that go into owning a short-term rental. And sometimes it can be overwhelming, especially if they're pain points. So we're seeing a lot of people get out of the short-term rental business that got in around COVID because they're discovering that it's a business, or they're not seeing the property perform the way that they had expected for it to. And there's a lot of talk around the short-term rental space, that preferred method of staying somewhere for families is decreasing. I don't believe that. I think there's still a big demand for it, but the people that do the business really well are going to be the ones that reap the rewards. So it takes this constant process of looking where you've come from, where you are, and where you want to be. So I'll give you some real world examples. I look back at last summer, and we had some holes that we didn't book. We definitely had some opportunities to increase occupancy percentage. So started playing around with pricing, looked at different pricing options, and really landed on let's be and do a better job at reaching our past client database. So committed myself to sending out a weekly email that just connected with my guest on what was going on in the area, offering them a discount code to go through my direct booking site. Also, just as opportunities arise where we have vacancies, just making sure that people are aware of those, that they know those, that the rate is discounted if they'll book them. So I'm not looking to go deep into a discount, but people like discounts. They like deals. They like feeling like they're given an opportunity because they are a past client. So this loyalty rewards program type idea. So that was one. The other one was we've got a maintenance guy that comes in and does a checklist every month. A lot of it is for the outdoor stuff, changing vents, doing touch up, just going around and making sure that the property's in good shape. And what I identified, and that was costing us about $400, $500 a month. As I looked back at cash flow, we really didn't need him in the shoulder season. Summer, absolutely. People are staying there week in, week out. We've got to get him in there in a gap. to do those things to make sure the property's okay. But in the off seasons, he doesn't need to go out there in the winter and spray weeds. And since there's not as many people in the property, change the air filters. Saved about $3,000 or so by just identifying that. Those are my two big ones. And the other thing that I came across, because we're all busy people, we've got things going on, we've got jobs, we've got kids, just life is busy. And with the short-term rental investment property that is not passive, so with guests coming in and out and all the things that go along with that, there's just a lot more activity involved. So to put yourself in a position to take things to the next level is hard to do, just because some people are just trying to keep their head above water, doing the bare minimum. So just want to share an approach that I think might be helpful, because if you're like me, you've got a whole list of things to do. All of a sudden you get fixated on the length of the list instead of executing on going down that list and checking each of those items off. This idea of be like Elon Musk comes from something that I heard that I thought was just genius, that he identified the biggest problem in his company, and that was his number one priority each week, was to eliminate or solve one of those problems. So I thought that was brilliant. Your inefficiencies, your problems are the things that affect your employees, they affect your performance, they affect your mental capacity from being able to move on to the next thing. So my suggestion would be go ahead and make that list, but instead of the mindset of I've got to get all of this accomplished, why don't we just approach it like Elon does, one problem at a time, 1 week at a time? So make that list and then make it your goal, your commitment, that each week I'm going to eliminate one of these problems, these inefficiencies, these opportunities to get better and do better, make it easier. So make that list, commit to doing one of those each week, and then after 52 weeks, you've accomplished, you've eliminated, you've gone to the next level on 52 items. So hopefully that helps. And until next time.
Jeff Chisum is a registered mortgage loan officer, NMLS 673623 with CMG Home Loans, NMLS ID 1820. CMG Home Loans is an equal housing lender. All programs, products, and terms discussed on this show are subject to change without notice.